617-830-4750 is the number. Let's go to our caller from the 610 area code and let's see what we get with 610 today.
Good afternoon, David. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
One of the biggest concerns I have is the scam of the banking system. Why has no one ever picked up on President Kennedy's presidential order 11110? It just seems like, between the fractional banking of the regular banks and the Federal Reserve, the way they're treating the American taxpayers, we'll never get out of this.
Tell me specifically what you mean. What is the specific way in which American taxpayers are being treated poorly by banks?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve, specifically, again, President Kennedy, Presidential Order 11110, would have allowed the U.S. Treasury to print its own currency, and which would have taken the making of our own currency back into our hands of the government, as opposed to the Federal Reserve, which makes money out of nothing and charges us interest for it.
Yeah, that's not unique to the United States. So can you be a little more specific about the way in which the banking system
that's
is
what I'm
screwing
saying.
the
Well,
individuals?
actually, you're right. It's not specific to the United States.
Right. It's not a
it's
defense.
all
I'm
over
just
the
saying,
world,
can you
the
talk
central
so
banks.
that people understand how exactly is that hurting taxpayers today?
Well, because then they sell that once they get the note from the Treasury Department,
they being who?
Then they go ahead.
They being who?
Oh, the Federal Reserve. I'm sorry.
The Federal Reserve gets the note from who?
From the U.S. Treasury,
Okay.
when the U.S. Congress approves more spending.
All right.
And what happens is, if you and I were to write a check like they do with nothing in our account, we'd get thrown in jail.
Okay, and then so let's close the circle, because you said the taxpayers get screwed by the banks. How are the taxpayers getting screwed by the banks?
Well, then here it is. Why aren't we just issuing our own money instead of having to pay interest to a bank that is making money out of nothing?
We who?
We, the Treasury Department, as in Kennedy's Presidential Order 11110.
Okay.
It would have allowed the U.S. Treasury to print currency as opposed to the Federal Reserve.
And then what would happen?
Well, I mean, at least we wouldn't have to pay the interest that we do into the Federal Reserve.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Very, very good point. I'm going to research that. I appreciate you voicing that concern, and I think it is one that we've not gotten a call about that before, and that is the first call we've gotten about it.